Hello, everyone. Welcome to the Carbonated Collective. My name is Usman, and we got an alien here today. His name is Cyclops, or actually an X-Men here. X-Man here today. How are you today, X-Man? X-Men?
Oh, we're live. This feels so real. I feel like
yeah. How's it going, everyone? So yeah, if you didn't notice, Colin has a VR headset thing on. You like to explain yourself?
Yeah, I purchased this last week, and it's really cool.
Anything further to add?
It's the MetaQuest 2.
Uh-huh.
I downloaded some games. I also shot people in the games.
Great explanation.
No, but yeah, it's really awesome.
Yeah, I'm
gonna go put it out of the way of the soda action. I don't want to risk it.
Aren't you gonna show us more?
How am I supposed to show it? We don't have a TV. What am I gonna go like this?
That's fair. I don't know. I was just like, why not? So while Colin's doing that, yeah, we're gonna be talking about Mello Yello right here. Mello Yello. I apologize for the loud singing. Right, Colin?
Volume warning.
Just sing, come on. Mello, gonna go, yeah, gonna go.
That looked weird.
Yeah, sing the song. Sing along. Yeah, but we're gonna be talking about that today. I think it's also based off a song in general that I've heard about.
Wait, there's a song called Mello Yello?
Yeah, but it's I think from the Beatles or from Paul McCartney or something like that. So,
you ever heard that saying about toilets? If it's yellow, let it mellow, and if it's brown, flush it down.
No, I never heard that, and I don't want to know more.
I don't follow those rules. I always found that disgusting.
Yeah,
if you leave piss in your toilet, shame on you, and shame on whoever told you that that's okay.
Yeah, that's
flush it all down.
Yeah,
that's nasty.
It is.
Hopefully, this tastes better than that.
Yeah. So, yes, Mello Yello today, and, let me grab something real quick.
Don't have our cameraman today. He is, we'll say he's busy.
Obviously, my experience, basically, I had it a long time ago when I was younger. Haven't had it after that. I thought I heard it was discontinued, stuff like that. What was your experience with this?
If I had it, it was a long time ago. Like you said, you had to order it through UPS or whatever.
Yeah, something like that. Yeah, that's something like that. Yeah, USPS, that type of thing. So yeah, but we will talk about you soon enough, or later. So, but today we're gonna be talking about. You know what I think of Mello Yello, Colin? I think of time.
Do you?
Yeah, I think of time and how time has basically been a part of our lives and how we live, we grow, we do all these different types of things and through the course of our lives and stuff, and it just, I guess, changes you. I don't want to. There's two ways to look at this, and I want to go through a sort of a way of that is more relatable, I guess, to us in a way. I mean, they're both relatable, I guess, but I want to go through it through this way. I want to say that I want to go through it through there's the philosophical side. It's what is time and how is time part of whatever. You could do that and that could span for hours. This is not what we're going to do today, folks. We are going to talk about time in the sense of I have to get somewhere on time. I have to I have to go to this dance recital.
So
I have to
short periods of time.
Yes, or basically
urgency.
I got urgency or I got plenty of time, stuff like that. So how do you feel about that? How do you think that? What is your sort of pace? What is something that how do you kind of go about that whole sort of thing, navigate that? You know what I mean?
Life.
I guess. I mean, a very simple way of saying that, but
question.
I mean, let me give you an example. If you're getting ready for I don't know, you have to go to a party or something like that, and it's a party starts at this specific time, and then you're okay, I have to be there for this specific time. Yeah. Otherwise, so and so, it's it's a bad look. You're not there on time and stuff. They think you're a late person. You're not punctual and everything. How do you feel about that? How do you go about that? Are you normally on time for parties or just late?
If we're going to go with parties, I don't like being the first one there.
Okay.
Especially if it's like a large gathering
Right.
where I'm not like super close with the person,
Mm-hmm.
then it's kind of awkward. I mean, if I know them really well, like if you're having a party or whatever, yeah, I'll show up 20 minutes early or whatever. But if it's just like a large social gathering, I usually show up like 10, 15, maybe even 20 minutes late. So, people can come in and I'm not like the first one there just standing around. I guess I could be like socially awkward sometimes with people that I first meet. So like if I was the first one there and then like a friend's come in and then the friend that's hosting the party goes and does something and then I'm just there with their acquaintances.
Their acquaintances.
So
it's like,
it's not raining today.
Yeah.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah. No, totally. I get what you mean. Like I've been in that scenario situation. Man, what was that?
Stupid chair stuck on the leg.
How dare you? No. It's yeah, like no, I've been there before, like where it's like you go to somewhere like really early and then you're kind of like, what am I supposed to do during this time? Like I'm just waiting for like my friend or friends that hopefully will be here or something like that.
And then you take out your phone and open up the weather app, acting like you're busy.
I know. Well, weather app, or I just like pretend, or if like I don't have any internet at all, I'm just like on social media and like just scrolling through old posts or something, just like the things I can get access to, basically.
And like
just like
cycling through the same ones you've seen over and over, just to pretend like you're doing something.
Yeah, exactly. So it's just like, you're kind of just like, what am I supposed to do now? Like, but yeah, I've been in so many of those situations and I'm not really, it's super uncomfortable. But like, I don't know, I like to be like more early for things. I get like, it just as a way of like kind of being like, being early for that's fine.
You are very punctual, I'll say that.
Oh.
Yesterday you said, what time were we going? Like 7:30? And you got there at like 7:30 on the dot. I'm like,
I didn't even know, like, because I'm like, I was just like, oh, well, I had some other stuff I planned earlier, so I was just like, but, no, but, like, it's, like, crazy, like, I'm more of that kind of guy, trying to be punctual for, like, basically anything in my life, for basically anything, and I just, if I'm late for something, I'm just like, why are you so late? What is wrong with you? It's just
meanwhile, the person's like, why are you standing there making faces? While your inner dialogue is like putting you down. It's like, oh, sorry, nothing.
It's nothing. Whatever.
Yeah, don't worry about it. So where's the food?
Yeah.
But yeah, and then there's like some people, if we're still going with social gatherings or meetups, you got to tell them like a half hour, like say like the start time's at 5:00, but they're always late. So you got to be like, it starts at 5:30. So that way starts at 4:30. So that way they end up showing up at 5. Because they always end up being like a half hour or 40 minutes late. So everybody else is there, and they end up showing up on time. I don't know where I'm going with that, but yeah.
No, it's all over the place with that. Like, you kind of like, I should leave at this time, and then I'll be at this time or whatever. So it's always like super like annoying. I mean, and just in general, like if I'm going to like, I don't know, like a doctor's appointment or something like that, or just like any other sort of like thing, I want to be like on time for that.
Well,
always 100%.
Of course, if it's something like that.
Yeah,
or you have to be at.
Yeah,
or
then
like work.
Yeah, 100%. I'm on time for that. We'll go back to the party example, or just in general, where you have to go to a party with like your family or something, and then all of a sudden it's like you have a couple other people who are upstairs or somewhere just getting dressed or changed, and then you're just like in the car and you're like, hurry up, that type of thing. Yeah, it's like we don't have time for this. Like,
you're the one that told us to be ready. You're still a half hour late.
Yeah. It's ridiculous. So it's just like, but either way, like, I don't know. I like to be, like, I just the time aspect of it all. It's crazy. Like, even like sometimes even when I hear about like, okay, you get stuff is like you're in a rush to do something or whatever. Like, you just like, oh my gosh, I have to go somewhere or whatever. Like, I'm just like, you kind of just try to be like a speed demon. You're like, whoosh, like just go like whoosh, like that type of thing. And sometimes like I'm just like, I keep looking at the clock and I'm like, ugh. So it's, but I wanted to just not go like, but I wanted to be part of like, sort of like the, like, just something like easy to to grasp, instead of being like, let's go into, so what is time? How is time?
Let's just go by living like caveman ways again. Like, when the sun's at that spot, be at the house.
Yeah. Yeah, it's just like, oh, I'm at the. Sometimes what's also weird when people say, so you do something at the crack of dawn, right? Like, or during sunset. I'm like, so you do this at sunset, like, or you do this, and I'm like, yeah. Like I never know. Like I just only go by the time. Like just specifically, like it's 8 o'clock or something, 9 o'clock. I never really know like what people mean by that. Like sort of, but not really.
Like I get the sunrise thing. I never really people refer to I'm doing this by sunset.
Yeah.
I guess sometimes, but more like I'm getting all my stuff done and I'm ready by the crack of dawn. That makes sense because
I still never know what the heck that means. Like I don't know.
6 in the morning. Like
oh yeah, but again, I just go by time. That's just by the numbers. That's it. It just I get good to go, and then I'm like, okay, cool. Yeah, it's just like I don't know. But yeah, maybe those VR headset goggle things are probably able to export you over to the future.
They can do all kinds of stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah, you can go all different places. Transport you into other realms.
What other realms?
Buried deep into the underworld or overworld or into space.
Into the Spider-Verse.
Into the Spider-Verse. I did play so it has its own web browser, and there's like these flash game type VR games and the homepage of the web browser, and there was a Spider-Man one, and it was so goofy.
Oh yeah, you told me something about that.
This wasn't the mod though.
Okay.
This was like a flash game type thing where like they were just like buildings like with the graphics of like a PlayStation 2, and it was just an empty grid, and
that's the thing. It's like a lot of Spider-Man games, they just make them, they're just like there's nobody on the streets, there's like maybe a couple cars that go by, it's like Manas, that type of thing. Whatever. So it kind of seems like it would make sense.
Yeah, it's pretty cool. I kept smacking into walls but because I didn't know how to control it, but it's pretty interesting. It's pretty cool.
Yeah.
Always finding new stuff to play on it.
Yeah, maybe I'll get one of those one of these days.
I'd recommend it.
Yeah.
There's a lot of multiplayer games. There's this gorilla tag where you're basically like a gorilla from the waist up. You don't have anything below your torso. You're just kind of flat, and then the waist up, and you gotta like move your arms like this to move around.
Yeah.
And you can climb stuff, and basically, like it sounds, the whole goal is to not get tagged by other players, and you gotta like run around and climb up trees. And
you get timed for that?
There is a time limit. Yes.
Yeah, there are time limits to basically any of those things, and I'm like, oh my gosh, I have to hurry up. Even in video games, I'm just like, you gotta hurry up.
That would be a game for you. There's Gorilla Soccer, which is the same concept but soccer. That was pretty fun.
Like actual gorillas.
You're a gorilla. Don't take that out of context.
It's a highly caffeinated, citrus-flavored drink produced, distributed, and created by the Coca-Cola Company. What a surprise. That was introduced on March 12th, 1979. So it's like a 44-year-old drink to compete with PepsiCo's Mountain Dew.
Wait, let's pause for a second. I wonder, since Coca-Cola makes all these different sodas, I wonder if they have like massive factories where there's just tubs of different colored sodas, or if it's like individual factories for just one flavor soda. I never really thought about that. Like, imagine walking into a Coca-Cola factory. It's like Willy Wonka. You just got, like, fountains of Mello Yellow and then root beer, a big tub of Dr. Pepper or off-brand Dr. Pepper.
Very subtle.
All that sorts of okay, you can continue. I was just thinking out loud.
Random tangent.
Yes.
Yeah, but Mountain Dew, huh? And that's my favorite drink, or one of my favorite sodas. Probably my favorite soda of all time. In April 2010, Coca-Cola announced new images of new packaging that it would be rebranding Mello Yello to resemble the packaging in 1979. This rebranding has included an expanded distribution of the product into such areas of the United States that have not had the product in years, such as, wait for it, I almost lost my spot. The northeastern United States and the western United States. In 2011, Mello Yello began to replace Vault on Coca-Cola Freestyle machines.
Wait, what was Vault? That sounds familiar.
It does sound familiar. I do not know. Like, it probably...
For some reason, I'm thinking like
It
a
reminds me-
lemon lime.
It sort of reminds me, like it has like I think of red for some
I'm
reason.
thinking green. I don't know why. I don't know.
It might be an
feel
energy
like-
drink, right?
You know what? You might be right. It might be like a greenish white. I'm gonna guess like a greenish white soda or energy drink.
Right.
Like a lemon lime. Show a picture right there. That's what it looks like.
The caffeine content is 49.5 milligrams per 12 U.S. fluid ounces serving. The national expansion ended in 2021 with Mello Yello's availability limited to the eastern part of the United States. However, it is sold as a fountain drink at various locations, including Arby's and Cracker Barrel. I never saw this at Arby's. And
I never knew that either.
Yeah, but, it's like they don't really have these a lot, but I don't know. Who knows how it'll go.
Guess the rebranding didn't do too well since never really see it or hear it.
Yeah, exactly. You don't really see it.
Order it online and wait a week to even get a hold of it.
I might have seen it, I think, at Walmart once, and it was like in just a regular like bottle, but like I don't know. But who knows? We'll see how this goes. Let's give it a taste test, ladies and gentlemen.
Yes.
Still has some of that fizz. Which one was it? Want me to do yours first or mine or whatever?
Whichever.
I'll do mine because I'm selfish. I was kidding.
You did buy it.
How much more? Is that good?
That's good.
It smells more lemony, I guess.
It has a pleasant smell to it.
It's
Pretty good.
Yeah, it's not too bad. It kind of reminds me of. It's lesser of a taste compared, with Mountain Dew. It reminds me a little bit more of Sprite or Starry's type of taste.
Like a mixture of Mountain Dew and Sprite.
Right, exactly. Like something like along those lines. A little less of the Mountain Dew's type of flavor, but
Yeah,
more
and
so with
Sprite.
right. But yeah, it's pretty good. It still has a good amount of pep in here. It's like really all the bubbles.
Yeah. I mean, it's not bad. I wouldn't go out of, if we weren't like doing an episode, I wouldn't go out of my way and order some to drink it.
Yeah, I wouldn't. I would still like. It's just, it kind of just seems like one of those generics in a way.
Almost.
But not in a bad way. You know what I mean? Like it's not like almost like something along But it's like, it's still like something that if it were like brought back in stores again, like or just officially brought back in stores, I would probably go back out and go get it just
like
in general.
if you didn't tell me the brand and I just drank it, it has like an on-brand flavor, if that makes sense. Like it doesn't taste generic.
Right.
Like I feel like a lot of the generic sodas have like very similar taste.
Right.
Not very peppy, kind of.
Just like that other one that we got at like Price Right or something. I don't remember what it's called. Doctor or something. Not doctor. It's like something. But yeah, I know what you mean. Yeah, it's like the ginger ale and the cherry. But yeah, what would you give it for a rating?
I would give it probably like a 7.5.
So,
I know you said to ignore it. But it's hard to ignore it when you get to hear it. We got an audience.
I forgot your rating again. What is it?
7.5.
7.5. I would give it like a 7 probably. I think it's not too bad. It's like it's like I said, it's basically Mountain Dew and Sprite, but more so on the Sprite area. Probably would get this again. Like I wouldn't go out of my way to get it again like I did before, the way I got the soda, ordering it online. But I would just, if it were come back in stores again, I would get it, just why not?
Yeah.
I kind of like just like the overall, Mello Yello vibe thing or whatever. I don't know. It just kind of like, it feels kind of, I don't know, feels nice.
Yeah, it's not bad.
I don't know how to say that, but like, you know what I mean, right?
Yeah,
It's just
I get what you mean.
Yeah. So, you know what, Colin?
What's that?